Alright, starting off the Man Vortex build recap for day 5 of the league. Just starting up day 5 here. I'm going to kind of go over where the build's at, what we're doing, how it's going, as well as this time I actually have some stuff to show for the plans for like min-maxing the character. The actual like very high investment stuff I updated to POB, which will be linked and I'll show it in a minute and all that. But just like the more fully min-maxed kind of gear, not Mage Blood. I could have done for Mage Blood too, but basically like min maxed without Mage Blood. As far as my current stuff though, I'm just gonna mouse over the gear real quick. It's nothing like particularly interesting, just kind of stuff. What is interesting though that we've done now yesterday is we got the mercenary with the Doriani's prototype, which is kind of a thing that a lot of people are doing. It's not like crazy innovative, but it just makes lightning damage insane. He's got 3 pieces of jewelry with negative lightning res, which is putting him at negative 169% lightning res right now. And some other shenanigans. I want to get him enfeeble on hit gloves again, and then maybe give him a pair of windscreen boots for +1 curse, even though that'll increase his lightning res a little bit. But for some reason, all the rare gloves that don't have dex requirements, because he can't wear dex gear, every time a pair of gloves shows up with enfeeble on hit, they always have plus lightning res on them. And I don't know why that keeps happening, but I can't buy those ones. I don't want those ones. Anyways, yeah, Merc is adding insane damage right now, which you'll see in a second. And yeah, also I'm on a 6 link. I don't think I had that last time, and I do not have inspiration. Yeah, it turns out with the changes that we did to the tree at the start, pathing to tireless to like make up for the Hierophant nerfs. Mana is very chill, very relaxed. We do not need inspiration ever, honestly, which is great because it means I'm still running ES Leech, and then I have Arcane Surge for the 6 link. Really, really good stuff there. And then really quickly before I run a map, let me pull up the POB. So I updated the POB. It's still gonna go to like the not min maxed by default, which this has also gained a bunch of damage because I added in the Does this one have damage? Might be wrong. This does have, okay, it has punishment on, good. I added the mercenaries thing into just the config, which means even the non min max is getting it. But if you want to see the min max stuff, you need to go to the passive tree. You need to click the min max drop down. The skills, you need the min max drop down, and then the gear, you need the min max drop down. Tree, mostly the same. There's just jewel changes basically, which you'll see in the gear section. The skills is just higher level gems, awakened gems. I clicked the level 22 Archmage. A lot of these +1 level on the sports. To simulate, there's a rune graph mastery that I don't think you can put in POB. I couldn't figure out how, that does +1 to support gems, and it lets you get at level 22 Archmage, which is actually really good. You can see the damage here. It's at 106 million on this now. Like 3 million DPS just for getting up to 22 Archmage because it hits another breakpoint of damage. You need a level 21 plus that Runegraft. And then the gear, the rares are mostly just high rolled, way higher rolled weapons. Mostly like high tier 1 rolls on everything. Which is going to be probably mostly like getting fractured items and crafting those. Maybe recombinating, but it seems pretty nerfed. The jewelry's got like resists, cast speed, spell damage prefix from Crusader if you get lucky on a Crusader slam. And then down here is probably where the bulk of the cost comes from the min-maxing. Unnatural Instinct with Militant Faith. That's what we use to be able to drop Tireless and not need this reduced cost, because Militant Faith is going to give reduced cost. Plus you can get like LA damage or area damage or stuff like that. Importantly, we needed to not brick any of these notables. And then you also need it to be the Dominus? Yes, Keystone, which gets rid of Mage Bane and gets rid of some of your suppression, but we can get it back with just Watcher's Eye mod. Or you could click some small nose, or you could do a small closer, but I think the Watcher's Eye is fine. Gets you some damage. And then, yeah, so like huge devotion. It comboed with the unnatural instinct right here, which gives you a bunch more devotion and all the unnatural stats. Well as have a Watcher's Eye. This one has suppression from Grace and then percent lightning from Wrath. Picked a second mod to go with the suppression. Ancestral Vision. This gets us ailment capped with our boots. Ailment avoidance capped, I should say. You need 50% ailment avoidance on the boots, which is part from implicit and part from Essence of Loathing crafted. and then the other half comes from suppression from the jewel. And then a light of meaning at the top here with lightning damage, which at this point the lightning damage might be just redundant. I don't know. Maybe better off putting life or mana or something with a little bit of defense value. Whatever. Light of meaning, good item, very cool. Yeah, that's all the min-max stuff. Again, but I'm gonna keep it on the default setup to the not min-max stuff because keep it on the default. I don't know. But yeah, so I have that plan. That'll be in the POB. It'll be updated. And then show you where the gameplay's at right now, because with the new mercenary guy, we kind of just do crazy amounts of damage. The mapping hasn't really changed much. I mean, we're just mostly blinking. Kill the blue packs, kill the rare mobs, otherwise just blinking. And honestly, when I'm running a lot of these Guardian maps, I'm not even clearing all these mobs. I'm just jumping through to the end as fast as possible. But, may as well show it off. Defensively, at this point, it's doing, I mean, just fine for regular mapping. If I run some, like, rolled up with some damage mods and stuff, with specifically, like, Conqueror-influenced mobs, they haven't really actually done very much damage to me, but I'm always paranoid they will. They just seem, they're scarier mobs, dude. Haven't started T17 farming yet, but I should be totally capable of it at this point.
Death holds no terror for me.
Sometimes violence. You're more.
Just been kind of doing lots of T16 Guardians and doing the like non-Uber Pinnacles spamming over the last like couple days, as well as a lot of Betrayal, which Betrayal is seeming really good value. A lot of XP. The safe house loot's still good. Katarina loot is nice. It's very possible that all the all flames, or a lot of the all flames that you get from farming it, are going to be quite valuable. We're seeing a lot of people trying to set up interesting farm strategies with those, so that's pretty cool.
I'm afraid
I will savor that image. If you
How's the
death
safe house
holds
look?
no terror for me.
I will enjoy watching you break.
it seems
I'm a talker, yes.
even an ignorant
Get all those out of there.
I killed the ones who hate me. You're weaker still. Choose quickly. You die here.
I'm still looking for another mercenary that can get
So be it. You
Wrath and Zealotry. I don't know if I'm actually going to want to use him. It's called a Fallen Reverend. It seems really rare to actually find him with the double auras. But with the Doriani's prototype, that mercenary runs Absolution. It might not stay close enough to the mobs like this guy does. Anyway, yeah, that's a Shaper Guardian. They just die. The damage can get way higher than where it's currently at. But that's the Doriani's prototype. It just melts everything. But yeah, I want to try another mercenary. Just can't find him. He would be more damage if he stays in range to apply the Doriani's prototype debuff, but if he doesn't, then he's just not going to be worth it. And this guy is like, this guy provides Wrath and he provides Unnerve. He also has Wave of Conviction, but this doesn't matter anymore. So he's got Wrath and like 10% increased damage taken. Zealotry would be better. Still on the lookout. But yeah, that's where the build's at. Kind of owning. Ramping damage. All that good stuff. And yeah, that's about it. Hey, thanks for watching. See ya.